Janani Luwum is a household name in most parts of northern Uganda. The name is so popular that even education institutions, buildings, streets, name them, bear it. The man who died more than 4 decades ago still holds a lot of respect among his countrymen and women. Luwum's story began in Muchwini village in Kitgum district, where he was born in 1922 to Acholi parents. He attended Gulu High School and trained as a teacher at Boroboro Teacher Training College near Lira. He converted into Christianity in 1948, and in the following year in 1949, he went to Buolasi Theological College to train for full-time pastoral ministry. He was ordained a deacon in 1953 before becoming a priest in 1955. Luwum served in what was then called the Upper Nile Diocese of Uganda, and in 1962, after 1 year course in Britain, he was appointed vice principal of his alma mater, Buolasi Theological College. In 1965, he was made principal of the same college after 2 years of further theological training at London College of Divinity. A year later, he was called to serve as provincial secretary at a time of national uncertainties and tensions. On January 25, 1969, Luwum was consecrated and enthroned as the Bishop of Northern Uganda. 5 years later, on June 9, 1974, he was elected third Archbishop of the province of the Church of Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi and Bogazaire. On February 5, 1977, Luwum and fellow bishops of the Church of Uganda issued a pastoral letter addressed to President Amin to protest arbitrary killings and unexplained disappearances of individuals. Luwum individually delivered this letter of protest to President Amin. He was shortly afterwards accused of treason alongside other religious leaders. Consequently, on February 16, 1977, Luwum and 2 government ministers were arrested. The Archbishop was accused of planning to stage a coup. The next day, Radio Uganda announced that the 3 had been killed when the car transporting them to an interrogation center collided with another vehicle. However, when Luwum's body was released to his relatives, it had been riddled with bullets.
On that day, as the Archbishop was leaving home and going away, according to our mother, she was asking him not to go. There was already a car prepared for them to be taken away, and even they had told him to be flown away out of Uganda. But he said, how can I leave my people to suffer?
He was, in our opinion, murdered. The body came along here, and they even passed the venue where he was buried. They took him up to Bana, the barracks of the army. And they brought him back here. Then the mom said, no, he is for the church. So they took him to the church, and he was buried on the 19th. That was about 3-4 days after his death.
Due to the sensitivity of the matter, the Archbishop was hurriedly buried in Muchwini, outside the church. The government did not make any contribution towards his burial, even though he could have probably received a state funeral. Here lies Janani Luwum, the former Archbishop of the Church of Uganda, who was killed 48 years ago, reportedly on the orders of the former President Iddi Amin Dada. Religious leaders here say thousands of Christians from all over Uganda and even across the country's borders come here every year on 16th February to celebrate the life of a man who is considered one of the most influential religious leaders.
The place is not very okay, and many people, when they come here, people are not happy to see how the grave is and how the site is. The site is not yet developed, but I believe the development plan is ongoing.
The Northern Uganda cluster of the Church of Uganda, which Janani Luwum led from 1969 to 1974, is leading this year's Martyrs' Day celebrations, due to take place on Tuesday, 3rd June. The bishops of the cluster speak highly of a man they consider a mentor for many religious leaders.
He's a man of witness. He's a man of development. He's a man who is a servant at heart for the people of God.
He's a man of true faith, a man who has set the bar so high for us who are leaders in the Church of Christ today.
He spoke for justice. He loved his country.
In 2015, the government declared February 16th a public holiday to commemorate the life and service of Archbishop Janani Luwum. Daniel, KIBET, NTV.